Turns the head the other way. We were saying yes, and now we're saying no. Breathing in, feeling that range, and feeling how the stretch is different as you turn your head. There's lots of different muscles in your neck. And so by moving your head, you're actually getting access to those different muscles. And then we'll bring the head all the way back up. Let's release that arm. Let it kind of hang down, shake it out a little bit, and then let the other arm hang down. Close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths and check in. Make sure your arms are the same length. All right. And then we can open the eyes. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down just a couple of times. All right. How are we doing? How's the upper body feeling? The shoulders feeling more open? Yeah? A little more mobility in there? All right. Let's move to the lower body. So we're going to extend the right leg. Have your heel on the floor. And squeeze and extend your toes. So just like we did with the hands, with the fingers, squeezing and extending toes, and then we're going to point and flex the foot. So as you're pointing and flexing your foot, I'm going to ask you to pay attention to your posture. Are you kind of just there, or can you be more here, right? So shoulders over the hips, head is like a little water balloon, and then circle at the ankle. Good. And reverse direction. It's always nice to move your ankles like this without bearing weight. I love to do this when I'm like sitting watching TV or something. And then have your heel on the floor. Bring your hands alongside so your hands are in line with your hips. Just press down a little bit till you feel like you're getting a little more length in your spine. Not so much that you're pushing down and you're bringing your shoulders up, but just that you're getting a little more length in your spine. Breathing in and out, you're going to pull your belly in a little bit, so you're giving your back a little bit of support here using your core, and then we're going to bend and extend the knee. Right? Just bending and extending the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Doesn't matter when, as long as your breath is round, meaning no stopping, no holding your breath at the top of the inhalation or bottom of the exhalation, and smooth. So you just want it to be nice and smooth. Just a couple more. We're going to finish with the leg extended, and then we're going to lower the heel to the floor. Keep that leg extended, meaning the knee is as straight as you can manage, and then we're going to rotate the whole leg in and out, or out and in if you prefer to start the other way. So as you're rotating the leg, the movement is transferring up to the hip. So see if you can feel the movement up here in the top part of your thigh and into your hip. Good. All right. And then the next time that your foot is at 12 o'clock, so straight up and down, we're going to hold here. Pull your toenails toward your knee a little bit, right? So that means you're pushing out through your heel and you're pulling the toenails up toward the knee. So with a little support here on your hands, belly is nice and strong. We're going to slowly lift that heel and then slowly lower down, right? So let's see if we can do that to a slow count of 3 and see if you can feel it right here. So if you're going quickly, you might be using your back. You might be using the muscles that cross your hip that attach into your back. And I want us to really focus on the muscles here in the thigh. These are your quadriceps muscles. One more time, we're going to lift and we're going to hold and breathe. So we're holding the leg but not the breath, right? Holding the leg but not the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. So really squeeze these muscles. See if you can feel that sensation here in the thigh. Everybody got a little sensation in the thigh? Yeah? What's it feel like? Burning, tight. Yeah. I heard pain. Yeah. Yeah. Shaking, little shaking in there. Yeah, we're overloading that muscle. That's really good. The shaking is good. You're getting stronger. When you're shaking, you're stronger. Breathing in, breathing out. How about one more breath in and out? And can you slowly lower down? Keep those muscles nice and strong, you guys. Whew. When that heel gets down, bend the knee, give that thigh a little thank you massage. All right? So we're working those muscles. These muscles are so important for remaining mobile. You know, without good quadriceps strength, going up and down stairs is very difficult. Getting in and out of the car, on and off the toilet, in and out of the chair, whatever it is, it's just that much more difficult when you don't have good quad strength here. So we're going to do a little bit more. So if you scoot over, so your backside on the right side, is right near the edge of the chair. We're going to take this leg now with the foot, with the knee bent. We're going to lift that foot up off the floor. We're going to bring the leg out to the side and then slowly lower down, right? So that's the whole movement. Lift up, bring it back, and slowly come down. So you can hold onto your chair if you want, or you can try not holding onto your chair. Don't hold your breath. That's the only thing. You want to make sure the breath is smooth. If you go fast, you're working with momentum and you're not getting as much benefit as you'll get if you go slowly. Next time we're out to the side, we're going to stay here. And we're going to let that foot come down and use the heel and the toe and walk the foot out. Now I'm going to scoot over a little farther because that's easier for me. You can position yourself so that your body is facing forward and your leg is going out as far as it'll go, right? Everybody's leg back there. So get your heel underneath your knee. In other words, you don't want to be way out here. You don't want to be way in here. You want to have it right about there. It's kind of the Goldilocks position. Okay, now engage the muscles here in the outer part of your hip, and you're going to pull your knee toward the wall behind you. Can you feel that really active in the back part of your hip? And then relax that and let the knee kind of come forward. So breathing in and out, we're going to engage those muscles, pull the knee back, and then relax. And pull the knee back. We're going to do this a few times, and relax. 2 more times. Great. Last time, we're going to hold and breathe. Okay, so now press down into that foot. So you're pulling the knee toward the wall behind you, and you're pressing down into the foot. So we're activating these muscles again, right? So you feel a little more of the hip kind of secure. Okay, can you breathe? Good. All right, let's take the right forearm, and let's see if we can place it down on that thigh. So keep the muscles in the leg nice and strong as you take your right arm, left arm, and back, right? That's why your hand is there, to remind you not to do this, right? So we want to keep that shoulder open and back. And we're just going to move in and out of this. So this is a good way to start to test, where am I tight? Where can I get a little more flexibility in the side of the body? How strong can I be, right? 2 more times. We're just going to go up and over and breathe. If I didn't mention that, you want to make sure your breath is nice and smooth. Good. And that's it. So we're going to come all the way back. Take the hand to the chair. We're going to use the toe and the heel and walk that foot in. Scoot your backside to the center of your chair. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. Knee on top of knee if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, ankle on top of the ankle is fine, right? So if you've got something happening in your hip or your knee that just doesn't allow this, that's okay. So now you're going to squeeze your inner thighs together. And as you squeeze your inner thighs together, if you've got knee on top of knee, see if you can engage your glutes as well so you sit up nice and tall. And then relax that, right? So you'll see that you can rise up a little bit as you breathe in and out. And relax. And if you're down here, it's the same thing. You're just squeezing your inner thighs together in a little different way. And the next time that you squeeze, we're going to hold and breathe. Good. So now see if you can come forward from your hips like you're trying to bring your navel onto your knee. Not your nose, but your navel, right? So you're coming forward. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together, and then you're going to come all the way up. So you might place your hands on your thigh. As you come forward, you might hold on to your chair if that feels more secure. So whatever feels good for you. Breathing in, breathing out, we're coming forward. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together so we're really getting a good workout for the thighs all around, you guys. 1 more time forward and then back. Beautiful. Now relax your legs, and you're going to take your ankle, your right ankle, and cross it on top of your left knee. Again, if your hip, knee, or leg doesn't provide this as an option, you can simply keep crossed here at the ankle. We're going to take hold of the shin here, and once again, thinking about placing your navel on your leg, we're going to come forward from the hip. And then come all the way up. Breathing in and breathing out. We're just going to come forward and back. Nice, slow and steady. Easy breath. Great. Okay, now if we can come forward and hold, we're going to do that. Okay? So as you're holding here, see if you can relax into your breath. Relax your neck and your jaw. Now, some people might be just a little bit forward. Some people might be so far forward that their belly is almost onto their leg, and that's okay. So wherever you are, just make sure you're feeling a little something here in this right hip. Okay? Not so much that you want to get out of it like right now. Maybe like you could tolerate 3 more breaths and then you'd want to be out of it. So we're just getting a little bit more space and awareness into that hip. Good. And then come all the way back up. Excellent. Okay, let's lean back a little bit, and as we do, we're going to take hold of the back of that thigh, uncross the leg, even if you're way down here. See if you can lift that leg up. So now we're using the strong arm muscles and shoulder muscles, right? Pull the shoulder blades together, back and down. Sit up really tall with your spine. Breathing in, breathing out. See if you can bring your knee a little closer to your chin, but don't bring your chin closer to your knee. So every inch that your knee gets closer to your chin, let your chin get a little farther away. Breathe in, breathe out. We doing okay? Yeah? Could you tell me a story if you had to? All right, how about just one time touch your nose to your knee? And your there you go. Okay, and then we're going to release that. That was excellent, you guys. Release that. You're going to extend both legs really straight. Walk them out. Hold on to your chair so you don't fall off. And notice if your right leg is longer than your left leg. Wow. Yeah, right? It's wild. Okay, let's bend the knees. And we're going to go all the way back. We got to do that whole thing on the other side. So heel on the floor. We'll start with the toes. Right? So squeezing and releasing toes. And it's good to, we want to work all the joints. You know, this might not seem like a lot. It's like, oh yeah, what is this? We're just squeezing the toes. But you're actually working muscles not even in just your foot, but in your leg as well when you do this. Pointing and flexing. We start to get up into the lower leg. We start to involve the muscles that support the ankle, right? How important is ankle strength? Huge if you want to be upright, right? So let's circle at the ankle here. Strong ankles, more awareness of where we are in space too, and ankle mobility, reverse direction. That helps if you slip a little bit, right? You slide a little bit. You're able to recover without having something catastrophic happen. And that's really the name of the game. All right, heel comes down to the floor and then hands come alongside the body. So you're just going to press down a little bit, getting that sense of length in your spine and support for your spine. A little bit of engagement here in your belly as we bend and extend. Now, I didn't offer this on the other side, so I apologize, but if you're experiencing some difficulty with your leg holding it up this long, you can always tap the heel and then tap the foot, right? So you don't have to keep the leg lifted the whole time. And if you're recovering or you're ever doing rehab with something like this, you can slide the foot, right? So you can just slide the foot forward and back. It's just getting some movement here in the knee that's important right now. Okay, good. Next time you extend, we're going to hold that out there. So squeeze these muscles, quadriceps muscles here, really strong on this side. Slowly lower the leg down, keep it straight, and then we're going to rotate in and out, or out and in. All right, so the movement happens, you can see it in the foot, right, it's like a big windshield wiper, but the movement happens all the way up in the leg, so make sure you can feel it like right up here into the upper part of the thigh and the hip. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And the next time that your foot is at 12 o'clock, straight. There's 2. There's 3. Let's do 2 more. You thought 3 was it, right? I didn't say that though. 1 and 2. And now really slowly lower down. Whew. Wow, when that gets down there, little thank you massage for that leg. All right, and then we'll scoot over to the left side of the chair. All right, and you can have your hand on the right side just to make sure you don't fall off. So you're facing me. We're just going to lift this leg, lift the foot up off the floor, scoot it out to the side, and then place it down, and then come back to the beginning, right? So we're just going to do this a few times. So the slower you go with this, the harder it is, but the stronger you'll get, right? Because you need to engage the muscles differently when you're working slowly. If you're working in momentum, you just kind of have that push behind you. Okay, how about the next time we have the leg out to the side? We hold it there, and then if you're like me, you might need to scoot over on the side of the chair a little bit more. See if you can walk your foot back. Right, so bring it back a little bit. Try not to let your torso go in the direction of that leg, though. We want to keep the torso in the same direction as that right knee. So just like we did on the other side, we're going to engage muscles here in the outer part of the hip. Pull the knee toward the wall behind you, and then relax it. The knee toward the wall behind you, and you're pressing down into your foot, so you should feel more muscles around the hip and in the thigh, really active and strong, right? Take this left elbow, forearm rather, let's place it down onto the thigh. We're going to take the right hand to the shoulder and pull the shoulder open, because that just helps us not round forward, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Let's take that arm all the way up and then all the way down. Good. And keep going. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice and slow. So investigate as you're doing this. Investigate where you feel a stretch. How intense it is. When it gets more intense. With the arm up, with the arm down. One more time, up and over. This looks great, everybody. Great, and then we're going to come all the way up. Beautiful. Relax that leg, extend it out, have your heel on the floor. Toes are reaching toward or toenails rather, reaching toward your knee, right? So the thigh muscles up here, nice and strong. Take the right hand to the shoulder once again. We're going to pull that shoulder back. Left hand on your leg. And then we're just going to lean into that left side. You can slide your hand down your leg as far as you want. And then come up. So it's a dynamic movement. We're just going over to the side and then up. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. How about 2 more times? Good. And last one, right? We're going to lean into that side. Excellent. Coming all the way up. Good. Now relax the leg a little bit. Take the toes and the heel. Walk the foot in. Scoot your backside to the center of your chair, and then take your left leg, cross it over your right. Knee on top of knee if that works. If that doesn't work, ankle on top of ankle is fine. We're going to squeeze those inner thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. For a little bit more intensity in that lower leg, when you're coming back up, push into your foot. You'll notice that that leg gets a little more active, right? So it might be a little uncomfortable, but it should never be painful. We never want to get into that. We want to stay kind of in that yellow zone, right? Where it's, this is pretty uncomfortable, but I can still be here. Red zone is when you can't breathe and you just want it to end. Whatever it is. That's not a good place to be. One more time, forward and up. Great. Excellent. And now relax all the muscles there. Take a breath, and we're going to slide that ankle on top of the knee. So once again, if you've got ankle on top of ankle, stay right where you are. We're going to take the hands to that front shin, and we're going to come forward and back. Right? So this is a little bit more of a stretch for the muscles around the outside of the hip and a little bit into the lower back, into the upper thigh. Breathing in, breathing out. And the next time that you go forward, we're going to hold here. Good. And keep breathing. So as you're holding here, because we went in and out of this position a few times, as you're holding here, you might find that you can come further forward, right? So, and perhaps you can come further forward on this side anyway. Maybe the other side was not, had more potential than this side did. Notice if you're also trying to do this by bringing your neck like this. See if you can relax your neck a little bit. All right, so relax your neck and your jaw. Relax your face. It's amazing how much tension we carry in our faces, right? It's as if we could carry all the tension from our body in our faces. Jaw gets tight. The muscles around your eyes, it's like you're always squinting, looking for something. How about one more breath in and out? And then slowly come all the way up. Excellent job. Okay, lean back just a little bit, and we're going to take hold of the back of that thigh. Okay, so now let's use these. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your knee close to your chin, but don't let your chin come down toward your knee. Right? So every time the knee makes a little move up, your chin also makes a little move up. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. And now let's see if we can touch the nose to the knee on this side. Ooh-wee. Yay! Come all the way up. For everybody at home, in order to be here, you have to be able to make that move. So they all did it. So extend your legs. Point your toes. All right. Do we have similar leg length? Yeah? Awesome. It's amazing, right? So relax your legs a little bit. So it's kind of a cool thing to know that you can do just a few exercises and actually change the length of your muscles. And this is important for a couple of reasons. The biggest one, to my mind, especially as we age, is that it creates a little more space for your joints, right? So if muscles go from bone to bone, right? So muscles cross joints. That's how they operate. That's how you can do this and this and this and all of these fun things, because the muscles cross the joints. So if your muscles are tight, it brings the ends of the bones closer together, so there's less space in your joint when you want to move. That's going to create a little more pain. If you've already got some arthritis in there, which, anybody in here have arthritis? Maybe just a couple people, right? So if you have a little bit of arthritis in your joint, if there's not a lot of space in there, it's going to be more painful to move your joint. If you have a little more length in your painful to move your joint. If you have a little more length in your muscles, you get a tiny bit more space and you get a little more freedom of movement in there, or pain-free movement in there. And so that to me is the biggest thing with stretching. And I know a lot of you are walkers and things like that. Make sure you do some stretching after you're walking. It's really important to get those muscles to kind of relax and let go after walking. Okay, let's just do one more little movement here for the spine. If you're not familiar with the 6 movements of the spine, these are sort of essential for how we move, right? So the first 2 movements are forward movement, which is flexion, and backward movement, which is extension. So in flexion, we're just going to bring the chin to the chest, drop the nose down to the navel, and then the forehead goes in the direction of the floor. And you can lean forward, have your hands on your thighs. Out. This is a great movement to do when you first wake up in the morning. Swing your legs over the side of the bed and take a minute to do this. One more time, and we're going to finish in extension. That means with that little back bending thing. And then come back to neutral. Excellent. So the second 2 movements of the spine are side bending, and that is also flexion and extension, but in a different plane, right? So flexion is coming forward, extension is going backwards. If we go side to side when we move to the right, so let's everybody just kind of bring your right ear to your shoulder and then your head like to the floor, but keep that left cheek on the chair. So right now we're flexing on the right side, we're extending on the left side. Got that? So breathe in and out, and we're going to come all the way up. Let's flex on the left side, right? So flexion, we're bringing the spine over, and we're extending on the right side. So coming all the way up and over. So we're just going to do this a few more times. Now, if you want a little more intensity here, you can raise your arm as you come over. So if I'm coming over to the left, I can take my right arm up, right? If that doesn't work for you, or you're just like done because it's been a long hour, you're just going to say, I'm just going to not bother with my arm. If your arm doesn't work coming up overhead, you could always just come forward with the arm. You can also put your hand on your shoulder like we did when we were leaning from side to side. So you can see we've already done some flexion and extension side to side. We've done some side bending already in our practice this morning. Okay, how about one more time on each side? Nice deep breaths in and out. Good. Last one. Looks great. Okay. Relax that. So we've done 4 of the 6 movements of the spine. We've done forward bending, which is flexion, backward bending, which is extension. We've done side bending to the right, which is flexion on the right and extension on the left, and side bending to the left, which is flexion on the left and extension on the right. And now we're going to do the last 2 movements, which are rotation, right? So if you just place your hands on your thigh, we're going to start by looking out over the right shoulder, and then turn your shoulders to the right. Turn your upper back to the right, your mid back, your lower back. Turn everything you can and look as far behind you as you can. Breathe in and out, and then we're going to unravel that, come all the way back around to the center, and then go to the left. So turn your head to the left, then your shoulders, your upper back, mid back, low back. Breathing in, breathing out. Just go from side to side, same way, nice and slow. So with rotation, you want your spine nice and tall, and you want to move slowly. Rotation is a complex movement, so keep moving. Rotation is a complex movement. So the more complex the movement, the more mindful you want to be when you're doing that movement. Because you've got too many things. The brain is trying to process too many things at the same time. The nervous system is trying to regulate everything. If you go quickly, that could be a trip to the chiropractor. How about one more time on each side? Again, this is a lovely thing to do first thing before you get out of bed in the morning. When you're ready, when you're done, come back to center. So you can do your flexion and extension, side bending and forward bending in any order that you want, but I recommend that you do your twists last. Because if anything is tight in one direction or another, twisting could make that a little bit worse. So going forward and backward, going side to side, and then twisting from side to side. That's how I would recommend you do it. That's how I do it myself. But twisting, you always want to be super mindful because, again, that's a really complex movement for the spine. There's a lot of different muscles that have to work together in order to make that happen. And we have to maintain the integrity of the spine because you've got nerves and blood vessels that come down out of your spine. Okay. How about a little relaxation? Yeah, so get comfortable in your chair. I'm going to shut this so that shut up. Ooh, we got all kinds. I'm going to have to rake in here. That's wild. Wow. All right. So close your eyes and go back to your breath, paying attention to the way the air is moving in and out of your body. And as you're breathing in and out, naturally, notice if there's a different awareness of your breath. As you inhale and exhale, see if you can visualize your rib cage expanding and contracting. Imagine you're sitting right inside the center of your chest. And as you look around inside the center of your chest, with every breath in, you see your rib cage expand out. And with every breath out, you feel your rib cage gently contract. Inhalations expand. Exhalations contract. In any given moment, The breath is completely under your control. You can make your breathing faster or slower. You can make it more shallow or more deep. And the longer and slower the breath, the more relaxed the body becomes. Inhale and expand your body. Exhale and let go of tension. Notice the temperature of the air that you're breathing in and the temperature of the air that you're breathing out. And see if you can discover a rhythm to your breath, sort of that natural rhythm that's been with you forever. Inhale to expansion. Exhale, release tension. And take your right hand and place it at the center of your chest. And then cover your right hand with your left. And breathe into the space underneath your hands. Feel your chest rising and falling with every breath. After your next breath in, let your breath out with a sigh. Ah. And then if you'd like, maybe take your hands together and just take a moment in gratitude to yourself for your wisdom, light, compassion, and beauty. And if it feels all right, perhaps opening your eyes and just acknowledging that same wisdom, light, compassion, and beauty in all these amazing faces. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next week.